as you talked about, not having much time to prepare for Oklahoma State. Was that kind of the plan going in to just kind of fire away, or was that?
Maybe we need to have not as much time to plan for any game. Love to shoot that well the rest of the year. We know you can't always plan on that though. So we want to try to make sure we get good looks, and then from there control what we can control, and that's our rebounding effort and our defense.
How have the last few days been? Have y'all been able to readjust some things?
Yeah, definitely. The good thing about playing Monday, you're off Tuesday, but it gives you Wednesday and Thursday as good practice days, and then so you can add some things, clean up some things, and it's always great coming off a win Monday because for the rest of the week you're feeling better than you are after a loss.
Coach, this team, Tech, I mean, they've been hot all season long. They have some two big guys inside. What else do they bring to the table?
Well, I think why they've been so successful is defensively, number one ranked defense in the country, points per possession, and they do a great job in help side. They really put pressure on the ball, so it forces you to drive. They try to keep you on the side, and then when you drive, they have that built-in help, and that's why they get a lot of charge calls, and they do a great job rotating out of that. So they don't give you anything easy, and you got to make sure that when you can score in transition, you want to score in transition. When you can get second chance points, those are always great. But the big thing is making sure that defensively, you know what they're trying to do. So you don't want to be sped up where we're leaving our feet and putting ourselves in position to get a bunch of charges.
Going up against a defense like this, does the extra time help you prepare any more for looking at that kind of defense?
Coaches always think extra time helps you in the preparation, but the reality is it all depends on how we execute and how we play. And a lot of times you can execute not real well and make a shot, and it looks like good execution. And other times you can run a great set, have a wide open shot and miss it, and it looks like poor execution. So hopefully we make shots.
They're coming off that game against Iowa State. Do you expect them to play a little ticked off, and are you going to try to play more towards them?
Well, I think that's typical with every Big 12 game. No matter who you're playing, it's probably a 1 or 2 possession game, and you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and the key is to make sure you're ready for the next one, because if you're not, you don't even give yourself a chance. So Coach Beard, he's done a great job. I know those guys will be prepared and excited. We had a great game here last year, and I know we'll have a good one again.
Scott Jared said he likes the three-guard lineup because he's in it.
He's honest.
What, do you like that? And he mentioned the IQ of the three guys. I mean,
Well, I think coaches like whatever helps us win, and statistically, our three-guard lineup's been very effective. So each game's different, and the good thing about having a team sport is seems like everybody has different times where they can rise to the occasion. You look at it, and TCU, Matt played really well. You look at Oklahoma State, King played really well. You looked at Iowa State and Tristan and Mackay. So, I mean, different people step up at different times, and that's why it takes a team to win.
Coach, Immortal 10 game, how much do you guys as a program talk about that, the history, and how important is it?
Well, this history is really important. We do a great job in the beginning of the year. The school does, explaining the history of Baylor and the Immortal 10, and I know our guys understand it and appreciate it and want to honor it.
How about the just the last names, man, having that in the back of the jerseys, just another touch, what that's like?
Well, again, it's being part of tradition and honoring tradition. And when you come to Baylor, there's a lot of outstanding traditions and things that we're very proud of, and this is one of them.
Scott King says he kind of wants to be an Ish Wainwright kind of player, but it sounds like you want him to score a little.
Well, there's a lot of great things to Ish, and if we could take King's shooting from Oklahoma State, combine the two, that we're fine with that too. But I think King, you look at his conference assist to turnover ratio is Ish-like, and he really is taking good care of the basketball. Ish was a great leader, and that's what King's been this year. And Ish was a lone senior, and King's a lone senior.
particularly in a year like this, what has it meant to have a guy like Mackay around, just as a veteran guy, not here, but having
Well, it definitely helps having experience on the court. And I mean, you look at the teams that normally, I mean, Oklahoma and Texas Tech are two teams that people thought would be good this year, but maybe didn't know how good. And you look at their average ages, and when you're playing with 21 or 22-year-old players, that's just better than 18 and 19 on average. And Makai doesn't get as rattled. He's seen more stuff, and he's bigger, he's stronger, he's more physical. You can't. There's no substitute for 4 years of college practices. So even though he's had 2 years of injuries, still you're much more mature at 22 than you are at 18 on average. So it's a big benefit having his experience around. It's been a lot better now that he's gotten healthy and been able to practice, because he's gotten a lot better, and our players have gotten better playing with him and knowing what he's comfortable with and capable of. So that chemistry helps.
See this as kind of a work in progress in terms of, without Tristan? I mean, this will be only your third game.
Definitely, and I think probably most teams in the Big 12, with as many injuries as everybody's had, but even more than that, I think with so many different styles in the Big 12, it's hard to really get a lot of rhythm going from the standpoint teams just vary so much. So you might play really well against a team that's really aggressive and denies and gets after it, but you might struggle against a team that's packing it in or playing zone. So really each game's its own unique game, and there's a different rhythm and feel for an attack for each game.
You talked about Tech's defensive side and how you guys are going to have to attack that offensively, but what about the other side of the floor? How are you guys going to defend what they have coming at them?
Well, I think the first thing is taking care of the basketball on that on the offensive end, because if they're in transition, there is no defense for 2-on-1, 3-on-1. You're in trouble normally. Second of all, in the half court, Jarrett Culver's a tremendous player and somebody that has been outstanding all year long, and you have to know where he's at. But they have a lot of other players that are more than capable, and their balance and depth is been a big reason for their success. So we got to make sure that we're not giving good looks to guys who can knock down perimeter shots, at guys that score around the rim. We got to limit their touches and not give them good position.